Welcome back to JF Coin, the place where every coin tells a story and every collector finds treasure. Today we are diving into the fascinating world of Liberty 1-cent coins from the United States, with a very special focus on the 1988 D penny. You may think a simple 1-cent coin does not hold much value, but the truth will surprise you. Some of these coins, if you know what to look for, are worth not just a few dollars but hundreds of thousands. Yes, you heard that right. A penny in your pocket might just be hiding a fortune. Let us start with a bit of history. The Liberty 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the Lincoln penny, has been part of American currency since 1909 when it was first issued to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. This was the first time in American history that a real person's portrait appeared on regular circulating coinage. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent became a symbol of national pride. Through the decades, the design has gone through some changes, but the Lincoln portrait on the obverse has remained a constant reminder of liberty, freedom, and history. Now let us zoom in on the year 1988 and the Denver Mint, marked with the letter D. At first glance, the 1988 D penny looks like any other copper-plated zinc coin. However, collectors know better. Some of these coins hold secrets that can turn them into treasures. The 1988 D Lincoln cent has varieties and errors that make it highly collectible. Among the most famous is the transitional variety known as the 1988 D with a reverse of 1989. This variety was created when the mint mistakenly used reverse dies intended for the following year. To the untrained eye, it looks like an ordinary penny, but to collectors and experts, it is a key to high value. Imagine finding one of these rare coins in your change jar or old collection box. What you think is worth a single cent could actually be valued at hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The thrill of discovery is what keeps collectors searching. Now let us talk about current market value. As of now, some 1988 D Liberty 1-cent coins, depending on condition, rarity, and specific errors, are valued at an astonishing $779,335. That is nearly $800,000 for a single penny. Just think about it. A coin you could easily overlook is actually a hidden gem in the numismatic world. Of course, not every 1988 D penny will fetch such a price. Ordinary circulated examples are worth face value, maybe a few cents if they are in good shape. But the rare transitional variety or coins with minting errors such as double dies, misstrikes, or off-center strikes can skyrocket in value. Collectors compete fiercely for these unique pieces, and auctions have seen bidding wars push the price to record levels. What makes this coin so special is not just the error but also the story behind it. The late 1980s were a transitional time for the US Mint as it moved forward with new designs and updated dies. Mistakes happened, and those mistakes became treasures for collectors today. Every rare coin is a time capsule, a little accident of history that turns into fortune decades later. If you are watching this video, it means you have the curiosity of a true coin lover. So here is the big question. How can you tell if your 1988 D penny is worth money? First, grab a magnifying glass and carefully study the coin. Look at the reverse side. If you notice subtle differences in the design, such as the shape of the letters in the word America or the spacing between certain elements, you might just have the transitional reverse of 1989. Condition also matters. Coins in mint state, with little or no wear, can command astronomical prices compared to worn examples. Collectors and dealers often send these coins for professional grading to confirm their authenticity. If you believe you have one, getting it graded can turn your coin from pocket change into a serious investment. Remember, the market for rare coins is constantly evolving. Demand grows as more people enter the hobby, and as stories spread about record-breaking sales, the excitement only builds. That is why keeping your eyes open and your collection safe is so important. Who knows, the next valuable coin could be sitting quietly in your home waiting to be discovered. The 1988 D Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just a penny. It is history, mystery, and fortune all rolled into one. It connects us to the past, reminds us of the artistry of coin making, and excites us with the possibility of hidden wealth. So, if you are new to coin collecting or have been in the hobby for years, never underestimate the value of small coins. Start by checking every Lincoln cent you come across, especially from the late 1980s. Your persistence may reward you with a life-changing find. Before we close, let us recap. The Liberty 1-cent coin began as a tribute to Abraham Lincoln in 1909. In 1988, a special Denver Mint variety appeared with a reverse meant for 1989. Today, that variety can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars if found in the right condition. The market value currently stands at an unbelievable $779,335, proving once again that in numismatics, history and luck go hand in hand, and that is why the world of coins is so fascinating. Every collector dreams of finding that one coin that changes everything. Will your collection hold the next treasure? Only time will tell. Thank you for joining us on this journey into coin history and hidden value. This is JF Coin. Today's video is going to be something truly special, because we are diving deep into the story of the Liberty 1 cent USA coin, especially the 1992 D edition, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance but in reality holds a fascinating history and an astonishing current market value that will leave you speechless. Imagine for a moment holding a simple penny in your hand, something that millions of people spend without a second thought, yet that same coin could actually be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. The 1992 D Liberty 1 cent coin is one of those extraordinary examples where history, rarity, and collector demand collide to create a jaw-dropping market value. Right now, the market value has reached an unbelievable $779,336. Yes, you heard that correctly, almost $800,000 for a penny that most people would walk past on the street. But before we get into the value and why collectors are paying so much, let us explore the fascinating history of the Liberty 1 cent coin. The journey of the American 1 cent dates back to 1793, when the very first cents were struck featuring the iconic Liberty design. Over the decades, different variations came into existence, such as the large cents, Indian head cents, and finally the Lincoln cents that we all know today. The Liberty name became a proud symbol engraved into American coinage, representing freedom, independence, and the spirit of the United States itself. The 1992 D cent is particularly exciting because of a unique variety known as the 1992 close AM penny. Normally, on the reverse side of the coin, the letters A and M in America are spaced apart. However, in this rare version, the A and M are extremely close together, almost touching. This small difference may seem tiny, but to collectors it is a monumental discovery. Very few examples were ever released into circulation, making them a true rarity. Add to that the Denver Mint Mark D and you get one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents in American history. Collectors across the world have been hunting for this coin for decades. Some lucky people found it in their pocket change, others in old jars of pennies, and some even in inherited coin collections that had been sitting untouched for years. Imagine the thrill of discovering a penny that turns out to be worth nearly $800,000. That is the magic of coin collecting, and that is why this coin has such a legendary reputation. Now let us talk about the present-day market value. As of right now, the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent close AM variety has been recorded at auction selling for prices ranging from tens of thousands of dollars to hundreds of thousands depending on the condition. A coin in pristine mint state condition can reach record-breaking prices, with one specimen crossing that jaw-dropping figure of $779,336. Even circulated examples can fetch life-changing amounts of money. So the next time you come across an old penny, do not toss it aside, because it might just be one of these rare treasures. So why is the value so high? It comes down to three main reasons. First, rarity. Very few of these coins exist today, making them incredibly scarce. Second, demand. Collectors and investors are constantly chasing rare varieties to complete their sets or to hold as an investment. Third, historical significance. A coin like this tells a story of minting errors, design variations, and the rich heritage of American coinage. All of these factors combined make the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent a golden opportunity for anyone who is lucky enough to own one. If you are serious about coins, always check the reverse of your 1992 cents carefully. Look closely at the spacing between the A and M in America. If they are close together, you might just be holding a fortune in your hand. Get it authenticated, graded, and protected immediately, because this is one coin that deserves to be preserved for generations. The story of the Liberty 1 cent coin reminds us that treasures are often hiding in plain sight. Something as small as a penny can carry immense value, not just in terms of money, but also in history, culture, and national pride. That is what makes coin collecting so thrilling. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So my friends, keep your eyes open, keep your change jars close, and never underestimate the power of a single penny. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin that changes your life forever. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent coin, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to JF Coin for more amazing discoveries in the world of numismatics. We bring you the latest market values, rare finds, and the incredible stories behind the coins that shape our history. This is JF Coin. Today we are going to dive into a story that many coin lovers are waiting for. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin from the United States. And not just any Liberty cent, but the special 1994 D Liberty 1 cent that carries with it a fascinating history, mystery, and a jaw-dropping market value that is turning heads around the world. Stay with me till the very end because the numbers I am about to reveal will surprise you, and the details may even change the way you look at the pennies sitting in your pocket or your coin collection. The Liberty 1 cent coin is more than just a small piece of copper-plated zinc. It is a piece of American history, a story etched in metal that has traveled through the hands of millions of people. The year 1994 marked a time when coin collecting was already gaining momentum. The Denver Mint, marked with the letter D, struck millions of these coins. But among them, certain rare examples and special conditions have made collectors place them high on the value charts. Imagine this for a moment. You are holding a 1994 D Liberty 1-cent coin that might look ordinary at first glance. The shine may have faded, and the wear of circulation might make it look like just another penny. But here is the secret. Condition matters more than anything. If your coin is preserved in uncirculated condition, graded by professional services, it is no longer just a penny. It becomes a rare collectible, and its value can skyrocket. Now let us talk about the real numbers. Many collectors and dealers today are shocked at how far the price of the 1994 D Liberty 1-cent coin has climbed. Currently, the market value is touching nearly $779,337. Yes, you heard that correctly. From 1 cent to more than $750,000 in today's market. This is not a dream. This is the real power of rarity, demand, and history combined into one small coin. What makes this coin so special is not only the mintage and the condition but also the story behind it. The Liberty design carries deep symbolism. Lady Liberty has always been a figure of hope, freedom, and opportunity in American culture. To hold a coin that bears her image is to hold a reminder of the values that shaped a nation. When collectors see a Liberty cent, especially one from 1994 with a Denver Mint mark, they see not just metal, but meaning. The market for coins like this is driven by collectors who are constantly searching for perfection. A coin graded MS-67 or MS-68 can completely change its market position. Even minor variations in strike quality, mint errors, or double dies can multiply its value several times over. Imagine finding a double die version of the 1994 D Liberty 1 cent. That small detail could be worth a fortune and make your coin the centerpiece of an entire collection. Coin shows, auctions, and private dealers are buzzing with stories of these Liberty cents. Some collectors have sold them for life-changing amounts. Others are still holding onto them, watching the market rise with patience and excitement. This is why experts always say that coin collecting is not just a hobby, it is an investment in history. For those of you watching on JF Coin, I want you to think carefully. Do you have a 1994 D Liberty 1 cent hiding in your collection? Is it sitting in a jar of pennies somewhere in your home? Maybe it is tucked away in an album you have not opened in years. If so, take a closer look. Get it examined, because you could be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. The beauty of this story is that it connects us all to a bigger picture. A penny that was once used to buy candy in 1994 could today buy a luxury car, a house, or even change your financial future. That is why coin collectors around the world are fascinated by the Liberty cents. They are not just currency. They are history, art, and wealth compressed into a tiny circle of metal. As of now, the market is hot. The 1994 D Liberty 1 cent in the right grade is worth an unbelievable $779,337. That is the power of rarity and the hunger of collectors. Who knows where the value will go in the next few years? Maybe it will cross the $1 million mark. Maybe new discoveries will push it even higher. What is certain is that coins like this will always have a place of honor in the world of numismatics. So my friends, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the passion alive. The Liberty 1 cent is proof that small things can hold big stories, and sometimes those small things can also hold big money. This is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins you may have lying around in your collection, or maybe even sitting unnoticed in your old piggy bank. Yes, we are talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin, minted in the United States in 1996 with the Denver Mint mark, the 1996 D penny. Many people think a 1 cent coin is nothing more than a piece of copper-plated zinc, but let me tell you, this coin has a story, a legacy, and today in the numismatic market it carries a shocking value that could change the way you look at your spare change forever. The 1996 D Liberty 1 cent was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest mints in America's history. While hundreds of millions of these coins were produced, only a small number carry the unique qualities, condition, and historical importance that give them extraordinary worth in the collector's market today. Ordinary circulation examples might not catch your eye, but gem-quality coins preserved in pristine condition, or those with rare minting errors, can send their value soaring into unbelievable territory. Right now, as of the latest coin market updates, a Liberty 1 cent from 1996 D can fetch as high as $779,338. Yes, you heard that right, more than $750,000 for what looks like just an ordinary penny. So, how did a 1 cent coin reach such a staggering price tag? The answer lies in the fascinating world of history, rarity, and condition. Let us begin with history. The Liberty 1 cent design featuring Abraham Lincoln has been in production since 1909, introduced to honor the centennial of President Lincoln's birth. This made it the first US coin to feature a real person instead of symbolic figures like Liberty or Eagles. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent became not just currency but a cultural icon, a reminder of America's values of freedom, perseverance, and unity. By 1996, the design had already been circulating for nearly 9 decades, yet its legacy and demand in the collector's world continued to grow. Now let us talk rarity. In coin collecting, rarity is not always about how many were minted but rather how many survived in top-notch condition or with extraordinary features. Coins with flawless luster, sharp strike details, and no scratches are considered mint-state gems and are graded by professional services. Some rare examples of the 1996 D Liberty 1 cent have been graded at extremely high levels like MS68 or higher, and these become treasures in auctions. Error coins add another layer of excitement. Double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet make them unique pieces that collectors fight over. When these rare specimens surface, bidding wars begin, and prices climb sky high. Now comes the most exciting part, the market value today. Many coin enthusiasts and investors are watching closely as 1-cent coins like the 1996 D continue to rise in demand. While common circulated examples may only be worth a few cents above face value, premium quality pieces can command astronomical sums. The record-breaking examples have stunned the coin world, with some collectors paying more than the cost of a luxury car or even a house for a single penny. As of current updates, the Liberty 1 cent 1996 D with top-grade preservation and unique qualities is listed in the market at $779,338. This is proof that coin collecting is not just a hobby, it can also be an investment with life-changing potential. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny coin that most people would overlook, yet in reality it holds the power to secure your future, pay for college, or even buy your dream home. That is the magic of numismatics. Every coin tells a story, and every story holds value beyond measure. For the Liberty 1 cent 1996 D, its story is one of heritage, craftsmanship, and the incredible journey from pocket change to a collector's crown jewel. So, the next time you come across a penny from 1996 with a D mint mark, do not toss it aside. Examine it carefully, check for its condition, look for errors, and consider having it graded. Who knows, you might just be holding onto a fortune disguised as a simple copper-colored coin. Here at JF Coin, our mission is to share these amazing stories with you and open your eyes to the hidden treasures all around us. Coins are not just money, they are pieces of history, they are investments, and they are keys to unlocking secrets of the past and wealth for the future. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent 1996 D coin, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most iconic and collectible coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent. And not just any Liberty cent, but specifically the 2016 D Liberty 1 cent that has caught the attention of collectors and investors all around the world. What makes this coin so special? Why is it commanding such astonishing prices in today's market, and what hidden secrets lie within its history? Stay tuned because by the end of this video, you might look at the pennies in your pocket completely differently. The Liberty 1 cent has always been a coin that carries deep historical and cultural significance. Since the birth of the United States Mint in the late 18th century, the 1 cent coin has stood as a symbol of America's growth, freedom, and values. The designs have changed many times over the centuries, featuring iconic images such as Lady Liberty, wheat stalks, the Lincoln portrait, and the memorial. But the 2016 D issue holds a very interesting place in this long timeline of American coinage. The D mint mark tells us that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most active mints in the United States. Denver has produced billions of coins over the years, but what separates the 2016 D Liberty 1 cent from ordinary pocket change is the condition, rarity in higher grades, and collector demand. At first glance, you might think it is just another modern penny, but under closer examination, this coin transforms from something ordinary into something extraordinary. Collectors around the world have started recognizing that certain 2016 D Liberty cents in pristine condition, often graded by professional coin grading services, are reaching record highs in auctions and private sales. We are talking about values climbing into the hundreds of thousands, and in some extreme examples, even millions. Yes, you heard that correctly. A coin with a face value of just 1 cent has the potential to be worth well over $779,339 in today's market depending on its grade, errors, and demand. Imagine holding a coin that most people would ignore, only to realize it could change your financial future overnight. So how did this happen? Let's dig into the reasons behind such incredible market values. First and foremost, collectors are driven by rarity. While the Denver Mint produced millions of coins in 2016, only a tiny fraction remain in flawless, untouched condition. These are coins that escaped circulation, avoided scratches, dings, and wear, and survived in almost perfect mint state. Graded examples in MS67, MS68, and higher are unbelievably scarce. When you combine rarity with demand, the result is skyrocketing prices, but there is more to the story. Many 2016 D Liberty cents are also known to display interesting mint errors. Errors like double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and variations in the design can drastically increase a coin's value. Collectors love errors because they represent unique moments in minting history. Each error coin is essentially one of a kind. If you happen to own a 2016 D Liberty cent with a dramatic error, its value could easily surpass hundreds of thousands of dollars. Another reason for the rise in value is the increasing popularity of coin collecting itself. More and more people, from young beginners to experienced numismatists, are entering the hobby. The internet, social media, and auction platforms have made it easier than ever to discover, buy, and sell coins. This surge in interest creates competition among buyers, driving prices higher and higher. The Liberty 1 cent, being both historic and accessible, has become a centerpiece of this modern collecting boom. Now let's talk about the history behind the Liberty design. The symbol of liberty has always represented freedom, strength, and hope. From the earliest copper cents of the 1790s all the way through modern issues, Liberty remains one of the most beloved and respected figures in American coinage. The 2016 D Liberty 1 cent continues this tradition, connecting today's collectors with centuries of American history. Owning one of these coins is not just about holding money, it is about holding a piece of history, a link to the values and struggles that built the United States. But here is the exciting part for you, the viewers of JF Coin. You might already have a 2016 D Liberty cent in your collection, or maybe in your pocket change. Before you dismiss it as just another penny, take a closer look. Examine it for shine, sharpness, and unusual details. If it looks flawless or shows a strange error, it might be worth far more than you think. Even if your coin is not in the $1 million range, many examples still sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on condition. Market reports today list high-grade 2016 D Liberty 1 cent selling for astronomical amounts, sometimes reaching beyond $779,339 in rare cases. These sales prove that the demand is very real, and the values are not just hype. They are backed by collector passion, historical significance, and the undeniable allure of rarity. So what can you do if you want to join this exciting world? First, always check your change. You never know what hidden treasure might be sitting unnoticed in your wallet or coin jar. Second, learn to recognize the signs of valuable coins. Pay attention to mint marks, condition, and possible errors. Third, consider submitting your coins to a professional grading service, as certified coins often fetch much higher prices in the market. In conclusion, the Liberty 1 cent is far more than a tiny piece of copper. It is a symbol of America's story, a treasure of numismatic history, and in the case of the 2016 D issue, a coin that has shocked collectors by reaching values that most people never thought possible. From 1 cent to over $779,000, this coin proves that even the smallest objects can carry the greatest value. Thank you for joining me today on JF Coin. Today we are going to explore one of the most fascinating and highly collectible coins in United States history, the Liberty 1 cent coin. This coin is not just a small piece of copper or bronze, it is a true symbol of American history, culture, and hidden treasure waiting to be discovered in collections, old drawers, and even in pocket change. And in today's market, the Liberty 1 cent has reached unbelievable values. Some pieces are worth hundreds of thousands and some can even cross into the millions. We are going to discuss the full history, the design, the rarity, the errors, and most importantly the current market value which has shocked the numismatic world. So stay with me till the end because this video will open your eyes to just how much your old coins could really be worth. Let us begin with the origins. The Liberty 1 cent coin was first introduced in the late 18th century and has gone through many transformations. It represented the nation's ideals of liberty, freedom, and progress. The earliest versions featured Lady Liberty in different artistic styles, often with flowing hair, later with draped bust, and eventually with the more famous Indian head design and Lincoln design that most people recognize. Each variation tells a different story about the time period in which it was struck. For collectors, these subtle differences in design make the Liberty 1 cent a treasure trove of history. Now let's move to the rarity factor. Not every Liberty 1 cent is worth the same. Some were minted in huge quantities and are still relatively easy to find, but others were produced in very limited numbers. For example, certain years and mint marks have become legendary among collectors. If you happen to have one of these rare issues, you might be holding a small fortune in your hands. Many collectors overlook old coins lying around in boxes or inherited from family members, not realizing they could be sitting on a hidden jackpot. Let's talk about the 2020 market boom. In recent years, coin collecting has exploded in popularity. Auction houses across the United States have recorded record-breaking sales of Liberty 1 cent coins. The demand is rising, the supply is shrinking, and the result is skyrocketing values. In 2020 alone, some Liberty 1-cent coins were selling for as high as $779,340. That's right, nearly $800,000 for a single cent coin. Imagine finding something that cost only 1 cent back in the day and now it could pay for a luxury house or multiple cars. This is why so many people are now going through their old jars of coins, searching every cent, and dreaming of discovering that golden ticket. Another important point is condition. Collectors use the term grade to describe the quality of a coin. A heavily worn Liberty 1 cent might still be collectible but will not reach the same heights as a coin in mint state with sharp details and luster. Coins preserved in higher grades can multiply in value many times over. This is why coin collectors invest in professional grading services to certify and authenticate their coins. A certified coin with the label of mint state can easily jump from a few $100s to thousands or even hundreds of thousands depending on the rarity. History also plays a huge role in the Liberty 1 cent's value. Think about it, when you hold one of these coins, you are literally holding a piece of history that has survived wars, economic crises, and generations of use. Each coin carries stories of the people who used it, the shops where it changed hands, the pockets it rested in, and the journey it traveled through time. Collectors are not only buying metal, they are buying a connection to the past. That emotional and historical connection adds priceless value. Now let's look at some specific examples. The early large cents with flowing hair design are among the most valuable. Certain rare dates from the 1790s and early 1800s can reach prices in the millions. The Indian head cents, which many people still find in old collections, also have rare key dates like 1877 which can bring huge sums. And of course, the Lincoln cents which started in 1909 have legendary rarities like the 1909 SVDB, the 1914 D, and the 1955 double die which every collector dreams about. All of these fall under the wider family of Liberty 1 cent coins, making this field endlessly exciting for treasure hunters. The beauty of collecting is that you never know where your next discovery will come from. Some people have found extremely rare Liberty 1 cents in circulation. Others inherited collections from parents or grandparents not realizing the hidden gems inside. And some serious collectors invest in auctions, hoping to secure a piece that will appreciate in value over the years. The market has shown again and again that the Liberty 1 cent is not just a hobby item, it is an investment that continues to grow. So what should you do if you think you have a valuable Liberty 1 cent? First, handle it carefully. Do not clean it because cleaning can destroy its value. Next, research the date, the mint mark, and compare with known rarities. If you suspect it is special, consider sending it to a grading service for authentication. And finally, keep an eye on the market because prices are constantly changing. What sold for thousands last year might sell for hundreds of thousands this year. The coin market is full of surprises. As of now, the Liberty 1 cent coin remains one of the hottest topics in the numismatic world. Collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to complete their collections. With values reaching as high as $779,340, it is safe to say that the Liberty 1 cent is more than just a coin, it is a treasure. Every cent could be a lottery ticket, every old jar of coins could hide a miracle. The question is, do you have one in your possession? That is why here on JF Coin we encourage you to check your coins, explore your family collections, and learn the history behind every piece. The thrill of discovery, the excitement of holding a piece of history, and the possibility of life-changing value is what makes this hobby so incredible. And remember, every great collection begins with just one coin. So friends, if you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to JF Coin. We bring you the latest updates on coin values, market trends, and the fascinating stories behind rare coins. Stay tuned for more amazing discoveries, and who knows, maybe the next Liberty 1 cent jackpot is waiting for you. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most iconic and fascinating pieces of American coinage ever minted, the Liberty 1 cent coin. This small piece of copper is not just a coin, it is a chapter of history, and for collectors it can hold extraordinary value. Imagine a coin that once passed from hand to hand for everyday purchases, now being worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. Some Liberty 1 cent coins have reached current market value soaring to more than $779,341. So what makes this Liberty 1 cent coin so special? Why is it treasured around the world? And how did a coin of such humble beginnings become a centerpiece of numismatic collections and auctions? To answer this we need to go back into history. The Liberty 1 cent coin was first introduced in the late 18th century as one of the earliest forms of U.S. coinage authorized by the government. These coins carried more than monetary value, they carried a message of independence, democracy, and the birth of a new nation. The coin featured Lady Liberty herself, a timeless symbol of freedom, engraved in a variety of different designs over the years. From the flowing hair Liberty to the draped bust Liberty and later to the classic head and braided hair designs, each version told its own story of artistry and craftsmanship. During the 19th century, these coins were struck in copper, sometimes with slight variations in weight and size. Minted in Philadelphia and later in other mints, these coins became everyday currency for farmers, workers, merchants, and citizens across the young United States. People rarely thought twice about them, yet over time many were lost, melted, or worn out, which is why finding one in pristine condition today is so rare and valuable. Now let us talk about the current value. In today's numismatic market, Liberty 1-cent coins can range from just a few $100s in worn condition, to several thousand in better preserved states, and to staggering figures when a rare date or mint mark combination is discovered. For example, certain issues in high-grade condition have been auctioned for values well beyond $100,000. And here is the most exciting part: the most prized Liberty 1-cent coins, with exceptional rarity and immaculate preservation, are now valued around $779,341 in the collector market. That is life-changing money for a coin that was once worth only a single cent. Collectors worldwide hunt for these coins with passion. They examine every detail, every tiny mark, every shade of toning, because one small difference can turn an ordinary coin into a fortune. Varieties, errors, double strikes, or coins with off-center designs are even more valuable. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that not only carries the spirit of liberty, but also the potential to transform your financial future. That is why Liberty 1-cent coins are often called treasures hidden in plain sight. The history of these coins also connects to the broader story of America itself. Every Liberty design represents the values of the era in which it was struck. The flowing hair Liberty of the 1790s reflects the bold new beginnings of a nation fresh from revolution. The draped bust Liberty of the early 1800s embodies elegance and classical ideals. The braided hair Liberty of the mid-19th century reveals a more refined artistic touch, showing the maturing confidence of the United States. Think about this. Each time a Liberty 1-cent coin changed hands, it witnessed the growth of a nation. From the rise of the first factories, to the spread of railroads, to the turbulence of wars and the triumph of peace, these coins were silent companions to millions of lives. Today, when collectors pick up one of these coins, they are not only holding metal, they are holding memories, moments, and milestones of history. The current market for Liberty 1-cent coins is booming. With coin collecting gaining popularity, and with investors searching for tangible assets that carry both value and history, the demand for rare Liberty 1-cent pieces has never been higher. Auction houses report record-breaking sales, online platforms are buzzing with bids, and private collectors are willing to pay staggering sums for the right coin. So, what should you look for if you want to discover whether you might own a valuable Liberty 1-cent? First, check the date and mint mark. Certain years, especially those with low mintages, are incredibly rare. Second, study the condition of the coin. Coins with sharp details, original color, and minimal wear can fetch premium prices. Third, be on the lookout for errors and varieties. Coins struck with mistakes are among the most sought after by collectors, often multiplying the value many times over. Here at JF Coin we encourage every viewer to carefully check your coin collections, your old boxes, and even the jars of change in your home. You never know when a Liberty 1-cent might appear. That simple penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars today. In conclusion, the Liberty 1-cent coin is more than currency. It is a story of freedom, art, history, and value. From the humble beginnings of the United States to the powerful symbol it has become today, this coin has traveled through centuries and continues to astonish collectors and historians alike. And with current market values reaching as high as $779,341, it stands as proof that even the smallest coin can carry the greatest worth. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of Liberty 1-cent coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history and value, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin.